What do you say? Impressive, don't you think? All right, enough daydreaming. Start shooting.
I'm only here for...
You're only what? You're here to film me, so let's get started.
Look,
Yes, I understand perfectly. Let's start. Dear colleagues, I feel deeply honored to stand before you today as the director of the world's most advanced facility for the study of the universe. An honor I should have had years ago, although you prefer that dreamer, Dr. Kochanovsky, and his mad obsession to discover the secret of the origin of the universe. Why, everyone knows how the universe began. Even a child could tell you.
Of course, man. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth.
Nonsense! Primitive superstition! In the beginning, young man, in the modern world there are thousands of wonderful theories on how the universe began and developed. The only thing left is to tie all their loose ends together, and then to arrive at the secret of the universe itself.
But they say Dr. Kochanovsky was working on a secret project.
Stop pestering me with Dr. Kochanovsky!
Whoa!
What you see here is
It's pretty cool, dude.
Hey, what do you think you're doing? I'll have you know that you are trespassing on university property! Out!
But Professor, this machine can take us back to the greatest events in history, man. The Exodus from Egypt, Mount Sinai.
Those are all legends! Now get out!
Professor, we're going backwards in time.
Everything's disappearing.
Professor, don't you want to find out the secret of the creation of the world?
Oh no! Oh no!
Professor, just think of all the fame. You'll be the first person to see the creation of the world with his own eyes. Hey, think of all the prizes.
Fame, and prizes. The Nobel Prize. Wait a second. Keep shooting. My friends, I am standing before you at a historic moment. I am about to present you the saga of the formation of the universe as never, I repeat, never seen before.
Rubbish.
What?
I didn't say anything.
At long last, we shall truly know how the universe began, how life on Earth came into being.
Arrogant rubbish.
Huh?
Anything you shall discover has already been written. Here.
Yes, that's very clear, thank you.
Moreh Nevuchim. The Guide for the Perplexed by Maimonides.
Maimonides?
The creation of the world and of all living creatures is already described in the Book of Books.
Well, with all due respect, sir, we live in the modern age. You don't really imagine that God went poof, and then the world suddenly came into being.
By no means.
Great balls of fire!
Great balls of fire, indeed. Read my book, The Origin of Species, in which I describe the evolutionary process whereby the animal kingdom developed.
Darwin?
Yes, sir. There is nothing new you can discover.
Einstein?
Hello?
They're simply jumping out of the books.
In any case, the Torah is certainly not science. Don't you feel a little out of place?
On the contrary, anyone who wants to know how God rules the world must study astronomy and physics in addition to the words of the Torah.
That is not the point. If I understand a good doctor correctly...
Professor.
Yeah, he was asking about the formation of the universe.
Gentlemen, it's very simple. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth.
What a joke! It's also written that God said, "Let there be light," and poof, there was light. Ridiculous. It's as if the world was created by a magician at a birthday party. Darkness one moment, light the next. Ha! Why, on the first day of creation, there were no sun or stars, no moon, no people, and no other source of light. So where did this, and then there was light come from?
And how do you think the world was formed?
Today, every child knows that the universe began with a huge explosion called the Big Bang. Yes, everybody knows, except for you, it seems. Anyway, in 1965, two scientists discovered the existence of a weak radiation of light that fills the entire universe. And they proved that this light is a remnant of the Big Bang from the beginning of time. This discovery, by the way, won them the Nobel Prize. And speaking of the Nobel Prize...
I knew it! I knew it! I just couldn't believe it! It all began with a huge explosion, and the universe has been expanding ever since. My theories are the basis for the discovery of how the universe began.
And my theories are the basis for understanding how life formed and developed.
No, no, no! The book I am writing will shed absolutely new light on all your theories.
Everything you've discovered or shall discover, it's already written here.
Oh, really? So where does it say anything about the Big Bang in your book?
That depends on what the Big Bang was.
A bang! An explosion! He doesn't know what an explosion is. An explosion! Comprende? A sort of big boom with...
Light?
Yeah, sure, lots of light.
Just as you said, and God said, "Let there be light."
I said?
Exactly.
Apparently, we are speaking about the same phenomenon, but calling it by different names.
But Albert, the Bible is just folklore. With all due respect, you can't just go ahead and describe a respectable and detailed theory by the simple words, "And there was light."
Why not?
Because it's simply, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Hey man, this is scary. I don't like the dark.
Truly amazing. Nature in all its glory.
And the darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of the Lord hovered over the face of the waters.
Why all this darkness?
We have reached the very beginning of time. The point where the universe does not even exist yet. No stars, no sun. Look! The universe is being born before our very eyes. That ball of light emerges out of nothing. How wonderful!
Where on earth did this burst of light come from?
Science has no answer to that question.
Exactly, as is written in the Torah. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light.
Just a moment. What about the sun, moon, and the planets? Where did they come from?
Oh, that is not a problem. The light energy of the Big Bang was transformed into matter.
You mean the stars were formed out of light?
Exactly. Energy can turn into matter. That is precisely the meaning of my equation E equals mc squared. The E stands for energy, and the M stands for mass. In other words, matter. What my equation means is that under certain conditions, matter can be transformed into energy or vice versa.
Righto, I think I've got it. But what does C squared stand for?
C squared determines how much matter can be obtained from a single unit of energy.
Get him. He knows what he's talking about. They used his equation to develop nuclear power and nuclear bombs.
Please don't remind me.
And I suppose you expect us to believe that the entire universe was created in a single day, as is written in the Torah.
Shalom. I couldn't help overhearing your discussion.
That's all we need. Professor Aviezer, what are you doing here?
The fact that a lengthy series of dramatic cosmological events occurred within a very short time at the beginning of the universe is the basis for a book by Nobel Prize winner Steven Weinberg, The First 3 Minutes. Just think, it takes Professor Weinberg 151 pages to describe a chain of cosmological events that took place in only 3 minutes.
Yeah, the sudden creation of the universe ex nihilo has become an established scientific fact.
Which is already described in the book of Genesis.
Yes, yes, yes. Idle chatter, idle chatter. We haven't got time for this now. We've got to go back.
The creation of the universe lies outside the scope of the known laws of physics.
Hey, who's that?
Gentlemen, the Torah provides an explanation for what caused the creation of the world. It's in the first verse of Genesis.
Not now! I'm trying to get us back!
Today, there is harmony between Torah and science. A person is not forced to choose between accepting modern scientific theories or being loyal to biblical tradition. Cosmologists now speak of the creation of the universe, while the book of Genesis speaks of the creator of the universe. Maybe they are both talking about the same thing.
There's nothing quite like a cup of tea with biscuits. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing. We are moving forward in time so fast that by my calculations, if I stand here another quarter of an hour, I will have seen with my own eyes geological processes that took millions of years.
Hey, come here. Take our picture. Me and Einstein. Perfect. And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered into one place, and let the dry land appear. Why, that's impossible. Do you mean to say that the earth was once covered with water, and that the land then suddenly appeared?
That is precisely what we are seeing. Take a look. This is the most severe ice age that the Earth has ever known. At the poles, the temperature dropped so much that huge ice glaciers formed, locking up huge amounts of water. This is incredible.
Meaning that the poles are the place where the waters were gathered. It's truly inspiring.
Especially the South Pole. The waters gathered into one place and dry land appeared.
Professor?
Oh, they are stealing my theory, especially him, the one with the cloth wrapped around his head. Aha! Now how about this? And God separated the waters below the heaven from the waters above the heaven. More superstition. The waters above the heaven. Sheer rubbish. Has anyone ever heard of water floating about in outer space? Absurd. But what else would you expect from some primitive tribe wandering in the wilderness thousands of years ago?
Absolutely. We're traveling through space and haven't seen a single drop of water.
Exactly. But try telling him that. He won't even listen.
I'm listening.
So tell me, what exactly are the waters above the heaven?
I don't know.
Aha!
I think I can explain. But I need a volunteer who's willing to take a spacewalk.
Me?
Oh, I would gladly walk in space. I'd do anything for the benefit of science, but my leg has been giving me trouble. Oh, you can't imagine the pain, the pain!
contains billions of tons of ice. And there are billions of comets at the edge of the solar system. And if they were all to melt, they would produce 1,000 times more water than all the Earth's oceans combined.
Wonderful young man! One small step for man, one giant step for me, for mankind.
Therefore, there are indeed waters above the heavens.
There sure are.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
But Charles, you know what else it says there? It is written that God created the animals. All of a sudden, poof!
What? Sheer nonsense.
Absolutely not. Please, allow me.
I won't allow you a damn thing. Nobody is going to ruin my theory, sir. Not even you.
What are you doing?
I'm taking us back to when life first began developing on Earth. I want you to see evolution with your own eyes.
But why so fast? I'm beginning not to enjoy this trip.
Wow, that was fantastic. Can we do it again?
No! What a man has to go through to win a Nobel Prize. Oh, underwater, we're gonna drown. Oh, I know we're gonna drown. Ah, we're drowning!
And God said, "Let the waters swarm with living creatures."
Blast it! I do believe we've gone too far back in time. This must be the Cambrian period, when the first multicellular animals appeared. Unfortunately, there's nothing here except maybe some microscopic creatures and whatnot.
Totally amazing, man. This sudden burst of life, as if all these creatures came out of nowhere. Did you see that, Darwin? There was no gradual development at all.
But this simply can't be. Why, everyone knows that...
Contrary to popular opinion, the fossil evidence does not point to the gradual development of species. Rather, the fossil record shows that there was a sudden explosion of marine life in huge numbers and of incredible variety.
Yes, thanks very much.
Scientists term this phenomenon one of the great riddles of biology.
There's no riddle. The Torah says, "Let the waters swarm with living creatures." And the waters swarmed with creatures after their kind. Gentlemen, why do you keep on being surprised time after time when it turns out that what's written in the Torah is the truth?
Sheer nonsense. Nobody is going to take my wonderful theory away from me.
No, Charles.
I'm going to take us to a later period, and then we'll see.
This is university property, and now we're going to remain stuck in this period forever. Forever!
Relax. Why are you guys so stressed out? It's only a solar eclipse. This is fantastic. It's as if it was created just for us.
Nothing has been created for your benefit, and nobody has created anything here.
Why not? It's for his benefit, and mine, and yours. For the benefit of us all.
Rubbish!
No, he's right. Do you know why the sun shines?
Yeah, it's simply
The sun shines because of a constant series of nuclear reactions occurring inside it. The interesting thing, however, is that if the intensity of the nuclear force were even slightly different, either stronger or weaker, the sun would not shine at all.
Really?
And without sunshine, the Earth would be a lifeless rock floating through space.
That's awful.
It's not so bad. Luckily for us, the intensity of the nuclear force is precisely the right level needed to make the sun shine, making life on Earth possible.
As I said, the world was created entirely for our benefit. We call this divine providence.
It's just a coincidence.
Complete happenstance, just like the development of life on Earth. Something I like to call natural selection.
And I call it the divine creation.
Natural!
Divine.
Natural!
He's telling you natural. You have it on the authority of a world-renowned scientist, so why must you keep on arguing?
What difference does it make what you call it when you're both talking about the same thing?
Out of the mouths of babes.
It's been a long while since I enjoyed myself in the sunshine. What's that? It's a...
One of the giant Tani Neem.
Tani Neem.
Run for your lives!
Every time I try to relax, something happens. I knew I couldn't relax.
The giant Tani Neem are mentioned in the book of Genesis. We must be back in one of the days of creation.
These aren't tiny Neem! They're dinosaurs!
What difference does it make what they're called? They've all got teeth!
These are the giant Tani Neem.
I can't believe it! You keep on calling them tiny Neem, but they're dinosaurs! You're making a mockery of my entire theory!
Wait! Clearly they are not the Tani Neem in the simple sense of the word, but maybe it's...
Just a minute! Whose side are you on?
These are the giant Tani Neem, and that's all they are.
I can't believe it! He just goes and dismisses all my research! On what grounds, man? On what grounds?
And what are the grounds for your claims?
Are you serious? Are you not familiar with all the recognition I have been awarded?
No.
Well then, in 1859, my famous book, The Origin of Species, presented my theory that evolution takes place through the accumulation of small changes that occur in living creatures over long periods of time. In this way, simple organisms gradually turn into more complex organisms better suited to their environment.
On the contrary, the Torah contends that present-day animals are not the result of gradual development.
Nonsense.
Excuse me for butting in like this, but in his book, Darwin wrote that finding the intermediate stages of development in the fossil record, the so-called missing links, is the test of his theory. But the fact is that these missing links have never been discovered.
Pardon me? Really? Who invited this man here?
How could gradual evolution be possible if it's known that all the dinosaurs in the world were suddenly wiped out when a gigantic meteor struck the Earth?
What? What? What is he talking about? Evolutionary changes did occur gradually.
How do you know that?
Well, it's very simple. Birds, for example, they developed gradually from the dinosaurs.
What? What?
In other words, at some point in time before the appearance of today's birds, a creature existed that was a combination of dinosaur and bird? Dino bird?
Exactly. I see you've got the idea, Einstein, old boy.
Must have taken a long time for dinosaurs to turn into birds.
Extremely long.
An entire age of dino birds.
Well, yes, that's what is supposed to have occurred according to my theory.
But is that what actually happened?
Look, try to understand.
So, where are these dino birds?
That's it! I've suffered enough! I'll go out and get you your dino birds.
We can't leave him out there alone.
That's right. I'm going with him.
Wait for me!
Hey, wait!
Oh, but what about the dinosaurs? The Tani Neem? You'll all be eaten alive. Wait for me!
Dino Bird! Hey, Dino Bird, where are you? Come here, boy, Dino Bird!
Let him work.
There you are. I hear something.
Oh, Baruch Hashem.
Look at that! Did you see that? Evolution in the making. My theory is correct. My theory is correct. So, what do you have to say for yourself now, laddie?
We haven't seen any dino birds yet. Nobody says that species cannot change, but there certainly were no radical changes that occurred gradually.
Of course there were.
So why have we not discovered any evidence for the era of dino birds?
How about that, then? If that's not a dino bird, I'll eat my hat.
I'm sorry, that's a dinosaur, not a bird. Its skeletal structure doesn't at all resemble that of a bird. It's nothing more than a dinosaur with feathers. But you do deserve some credit. You've discovered a species of octopus without spots that developed into a species of octopus with yellow spots. Now that's evolution.
The Torah doesn't deny evolution.
Him again?
Actually, the Torah uses two different verbs in describing the formation of the animal kingdom. It is written that God created the first marine creatures. But a few verses later, in regard to the land animals, the Torah says that God made them. A creation refers to the production of something absolutely new, like the formation of life itself, whereas making refers to the transformation of something simple into something more complex, like the subsequent development of the animal kingdom.
Yes, very interesting, very interesting. And now, please go back where you came from.
Wait a minute. If the gigantic meteor hadn't struck the Earth and destroyed all the dinosaurs, humans couldn't have existed at all. Surprised you, didn't I? Actually, as long as the dinosaurs were around, there couldn't be any large mammals. Please don't interrupt me. If the meteor hadn't struck as hard as it did, the dinosaurs would not have perished, and we wouldn't be here today. Any harder, all life on Earth would have perished, and we wouldn't be here today. However, the meteor struck the Earth precisely hard enough to destroy all the dinosaurs, but still weak enough to allow the small mammals to survive and develop into the large mammals we see today. Either we've been very lucky, or this is the end. Oh my God!
So there's nothing new for me to discover? It's all been written before.
Yes?
In one way or another, everyone is telling the same story.
How wonderful.
How mysterious. How amazing. The story of our universe and of our very existence as human beings.
Yes, everybody's talking about the same thing. There's nothing left for me to discover. There goes my Nobel Prize.
Why? We've got the film. Is there anyone else who's got real footage of the creation of the world?
The film. The film! I'm saved! We've got the film!
In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And God said, "Let there be light." And God separated the waters under the heavens from the waters above the heavens. And God said, "Let the waters under the heavens be gathered into one place, and let the dry land appear." And God said, "Let the waters swarm with living creatures." And God created man in his image. In the image of God he created him. And God blessed them and said unto them, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the land and subdue it."
How beautiful! It's so moving!
Oh! Darwin, it's time we returned. They'll soon be arriving in the present.
No, Albert, wait!
Goodbye!
Albert! Come back!
Well, gentlemen,
Darwin, no, not you.
it truly has been a pleasure.
Cheerio!
Goodbye, Professor. Shalom, young man.
Goodbye.
It's been a pleasure. An honor. That's it. Now there's only you and me left.
Not quite.
Oh, I might have guessed.
In our day and age, modern science has become an important tool for understanding the book of Genesis. Nowadays, science is in remarkable harmony with the verses of the Torah. Shut the book behind me, would you?
How beautiful. It's been a pleasure. So moving.